In this video, we are visiting Hong Kong and taking you guys along. So to kick things off today, we are going on an adventure to search for something very specific and special. So today we're on a mission to find two very specific things that are still made in Hong Kong even today. So the first is an iconic white t-shirt, same as the one that Bruce Lee used to wear. And second is a retro flip clock, which was made popular after being featured in a Wong Kar-wai movie called Chungking Express.
It's my favorite movie.
To get to our first destination, we'll be taking the Ding Ding. This is actually a tram, but it's nicknamed Ding Ding because of the sound that the bell makes. Its tracks run along the north side of Hong Kong Island, which is home to the city's financial hub and also where many popular tourist spots are located. And taking the Ding Ding is probably the cutest and cheapest way to get around in this area. We've arrived at Lee Kung Man. This is a local business with over a century of history in textiles, and it's probably most famously known as the makers of Bruce Lee's iconic white shirts. This is one of the few companies that still manufactures their products locally in Hong Kong. Their fabrics are made using Swiss cotton and woven on vintage knitting machines, and the end result is that you get garments which are strong yet thin and breathable. There's a cuff style and then also just the regular sleeve style. And they're unisex. Everything from the vibe of the shop to the packaging of the items still feels really classic. The staff were also very nice, and we ended up getting one shirt each, and the total cost was around 700 Hong Kong dollars. Mission accomplished! Next, we're taking the train to a district called Prince Edward. It's located on the Kowloon side of the city, which is across the harbor from the Hong Kong Island side where we just were. The main part of Prince Edward is actually a really busy area for both locals and tourists. However, today we're going to the less touristy and more industrial side of Prince Edward, where the local clock company, Twemco, is located. One thing that made this brand popular was when one of their clocks was featured in the movie Chungking Express by Hong Kong film director Wong Kar-wai. And these Twemco clocks really resonate with that same retro Hong Kong vibe that we love.
Chungking Express.
No, I think it was this one.
Oh, you're right. Oh my gosh, I moved.
Yeah, it was either this one.
It was this one, but with Chinese and English. I think we're gonna get like this size, right?
I think so. We got it! And they were super nice. Definitely come here and get it in person because the price is much more reasonable than like other stores that stock them. Just come to this actual factory where they make it.
Half price almost.
Yeah.
Like 30-40% cheaper than we saw online.
After an exciting morning out and about, now seems to be a good time to chill a bit, and we managed to find the perfect place for it. This is a cafe lounge space just across from where we're staying, and we see it all the time from our window, so we decided to stop by for a visit today. The staff actually shared with us that this business began as an online platform for art and storytelling, and this year they wanted to try designing a physical space where people can come to relax, read, connect, and feel rejuvenated. The upstairs area is inspired by Japanese living, so guests can take off their shoes and lounge on the floor seating. We really love how bright, airy, and peaceful this space is. It's not easy to find a spot like this in Hong Kong. We're back at our accommodation for a bit this afternoon. It's called Weave Suites, and we'll show you guys a tour of the whole place later in the video. But right now, there's a special crafts workshop being held for residents where we get to make mini neon lights. It's a very fitting theme for Hong Kong since the city used to have streets filled with large neon signs, and it's a really nostalgic vibe that you've probably seen on TV or in movies before. So Jeff decided to make the Chinese characters Hanjiu, which means banana in Cantonese, because he was inspired by a fun saying that our friend mentioned recently, which is Ginjiu Tajiu. It literally translates to see banana, disassemble banana, but what it's really trying to say is solving problems as they arise. For dinner tonight, we're going to a local restaurant just a few blocks from our place. They serve really good clay pot rice, and we've been craving this dish for years actually. And we know this place always gets a long lineup, so we made sure to come right at opening time. Jeff ordered the edible frog clay pot rice, and I ordered the pork spare ribs clay pot rice.
Definitely like a frog thigh, you know?
I was actually quite surprised that Jeff was okay with eating frog, because even some of my friends who are locals can't handle it. Okay, Jeff is giving me a piece of frog to try. It's so smooth and suspicious looking. Interesting. It doesn't scream frog.
No, right? It's not like bouncy.
Not weird.
Yeah, probably like bouncy or like slimy.
No, it's not. This morning, we got up early to grab some breakfast from a nearby cafe, since even though we're traveling, Jeff still has work to do remotely on weekdays, such as today. So before continuing on with our day, we wanted to show you guys a tour of this place that we're staying at. So right now we're in our room and we are absolutely loving it because it is so spacious and there are these huge windows wrapping all around and it just lets in so much good sunlight.
Look at all the windows.
We've noticed that this place is quite popular with a wide range of residents, such as travelers, students, and working professionals, and it does make sense because the lease terms are really flexible here and all the units are move-in ready, plus the utilities, housekeeping, repairs, and maintenance are all included in the price. And the fact that they have these all-inclusive rates and fully furnished units really saves a lot of time and energy. There's also 3 floors of amenities for residents to use. There's a fully equipped kitchen with 4 ovens, and actually having access to an oven in Hong Kong is definitely a bit of a luxury. And next to the kitchen is a living room area with lots of space to chill and relax, and actually we're planning to invite some friends over to hang out later on. There's also an entire floor of dedicated workspace, which we have been using every day, especially since Jeff is working remotely and we need a place where we can focus and get stuff done. Then just downstairs is the gym, which is super convenient, and next to the gym there is a laundry room that residents can use for free. Overall, our favorite feature is the shared workspace because it's just been so useful for when Jeff has to work, and there's even meeting rooms where he can take calls. For today's lunch, we're having one of the must-try foods in Hong Kong, shrimp wonton noodles. Under 3 minutes, and we got a whole table of food. Shrimp wonton noodles are a super popular dish in Hong Kong, and the small local restaurants that specialize in it are usually really low-key spots that are relatively inexpensive and just great for a quick in-and-out meal when you don't have much time.
But the noodles are so smooth, I hardly need to chew. I kind of just swallow them. One thing I really like about Hong Kong actually is that you can easily just order a cheap plate of greens and it feels like healthy. You're getting your daily dose of veggies. It feels like every dumpling has at least 3 shrimps inside.
That was a ton of wontons.
Say that again?
That was a ton of wontons.
Since we still have some time for our lunch break, we're going on a quick side mission to pick up another souvenir. As you may know, dim sum is a really important part of Hong Kong culture, and the bamboo steamer baskets used to cook the dim sum are also essential. So we're visiting Tuk Chong Sum, which is the last remaining workshop in Hong Kong that still makes handcrafted bamboo steamer baskets locally. They've got them in different sizes, and you can even stack them if you want to steam more things at once. We decided to get a stack of 2 plus a lid, and the total was about 90 Hong Kong dollars. Lunch break is over now, so while Jeff heads back to continue his work, I'm going to walk to the local fruit stall and pick up some fruits for later. This area that we're staying in, called Sai Ying Pun, has a lot of dried goods shops. It's not something that we're especially into, but in case you ever see something like this and are wondering what the things on display are, it's often stuff like dried scallop, abalone, and shark fin, which are often used in fancy Chinese dishes. You might also see some stuff that's a bit shocking, like deer antlers and dried deer fetus, which are used in some Chinese medicine recipes. A lot of these shops will also have at least one cat to help with pest control, so when I walk around this neighborhood, I can easily see 5 to 10 cats a day. Anyways, we've made it to the fruit stall, and it's so nice to see these low prices, because as you know, we live in Tokyo full-time and fruits in Japan can be really expensive. Look what I got! It's usually sometime in the afternoons that we'll start to feel a bit sluggish or have trouble focusing, so when that happens we like to take a little bit of a break and enjoy some tea or a snack. And for today's snack, we'll cut up one of the dragon fruits. This evening, there's a yoga class being held in the common space downstairs, which is perfect for stretching out and moving our bodies after a day of desk work. And actually, some of the participants here tonight are residents from another Weave property nearby, which is so fun, and we love this sense of community.
Arms up and exhale, lean forward.
We wanted to spend some more time outside tonight before ending the day, so we're gonna grab some takeout pizza from our favorite pizza chain in Hong Kong and then head to the pier to find a nice spot to sit and eat and enjoy the night breeze. We highly recommend Central Pier as a chill place to hang out at night, especially during the winter months when the weather is more mild, because it's got great views, plenty of space, and best of all, it's completely free with no time limits like you'd have at a restaurant. We also really lucked out coming here tonight because we got to see some fireworks all of a sudden, and Jeff came running over so fast when it happened. As the weekend came around, we planned another day of adventure. This time we're heading across the harbor, taking the Star Ferry from Central to Tsim Sha Tsui. This ferry company has over 120 years of history, and not only is it popular with tourists, but it's still an important part of the daily commute for many locals who go to and from work across the city. It's a pretty quick journey of about 10 minutes, and you can just walk on and off using your regular transit card. Jeff in particular really enjoyed this journey, like he totally lit up and had a great time. It was really cute, and he actually said that it's a major highlight of the trip for him. The Tsim Sha Tsui promenade is so beautiful, but be warned that it does get extremely busy here because this is one of the most popular tourist hotspots in Hong Kong. We went to check out a section of the promenade called Avenue of Stars, where plaques and handprints from famous Hong Kong celebrities are displayed, and we specifically looked for the plaques for Bruce Lee and Wong Kar-wai. By the way, if you tend to get a little overwhelmed by crowds, let us show you a nearby sort of hidden gem spot where you can enjoy the same harbor view without so many people around. This is Signal Hill Garden, and it's a small park located on a hill at the end of a dead-end road right next to the local garbage collection site. It takes only about 5 to 10 minutes of uphill by foot to reach the top, and once you're up there, there is a nice open view with much fewer people than down on the promenade. You'll also see the historic Signal Hill Tower, which operated back in the early 1900s to signal the time to boats on the harbor. For dinner, we're visiting one of my favorite Cantonese cuisine restaurants, and interestingly, a lot of our peers don't seem to know about this place. Maybe it's because this is an older restaurant that opened back in the 80s and it's tucked away in the basement of a hotel. But I really love the food here, and I like that the interior feels a bit luxurious without being overdone. For tonight, we decided to order some relatively healthier options and stay away from the fried stuff because we've been having a lot of it over the last few days.
I think they cut the carrots into like little crab shapes.
Oh, that's so cute! Because usually it's just like a flower or something, right?
Yeah, it's so funny.
Most Chinese restaurants will provide at least 2 pots for your table, one for tea and one for water. You can use the pot of water to top up your tea, and when you've run out, you can just leave the lid slightly ajar to signal to the waiters that you want a refill. After dinner, we stopped by the beautiful Peninsula Hotel, the oldest operating hotel in Hong Kong and definitely one of the most luxurious.
A little different than all the rest. I'm quite old-fashioned, wear a hat, sometimes play chess. And when I'm out, I'm looking for that vintage fling.
There's one very specific thing that we're here for tonight, and that is a jar of Peninsula XO sauce. XO sauce was invented in Hong Kong back in the 80s, and legend has it that it was first developed in the Peninsula Hotel specifically. The sauce was named after XO Cognac, a popular and high-end liquor at the time. Jeff and I both love adding XO sauce to elevate our dishes, and this is just a great opportunity to bring home a jar of the best of the best. We especially enjoy the harbor view from Tsim Sha Tsui at night because that's when you can see the junk boats light up and sail across the harbor. We've actually ridden on one before, and it's quite a unique experience that we'd recommend, but specifically we would suggest booking the Duckling. It's the oldest authentic junk boat left in Hong Kong. The other option that you'll often see is the Aqua Luna, and this one is a replica built by a tourism company. Most of our time spent in Hong Kong during this trip was kind of just like these last few days that we showed you, a mix of work and play. Towards the end of our stay in Hong Kong, we started to wrap things up and prepare to get back into our regular routine, and this includes keeping up with our workout schedule. And you know, that first workout after taking time off is always the toughest. We also satisfied some final food cravings, such as this special rice roll that has shrimp and spring roll wrapped inside, and this is our favorite dim sum dish of all time. So far, we've only seen this item available at a restaurant chain called Jasmine, and we come here just for this dish. As a little farewell get-together, we invited some friends for dinner at our place, and it was really nice being able to use the lounge because it's a lot more comfortable and relaxing compared to having to go out to a restaurant. We ordered some popular Hong Kong-style stir-fried dishes, and it was a great time eating and catching up with what everyone has been up to these days. It's time for us to fly home, and we're feeling good and ready to get back to Tokyo. By the way, there's a lot more to see and experience here in Hong Kong that we couldn't cover in this video, so you definitely won't run out of things to do if you ever visit. But anyways, we'll be back to sharing more of our regular Japan content very soon, so please stay tuned and thanks for watching!